You're listening to the Get Rich Podcast. This is not a financial advice podcast. This is a podcast with two friends talking about how to get rich. Thank you for listening.
Tyler, I had another idea.
John, this feels more natural. Let's hear it.
Rental properties.
So you want to be a slumlord?
No. I just want to get rich. Get rich.
Get rich, get rich,
So I'm gonna start a podcast.
get rich, get rich,
How come no one's ever done this?
get rich, get rich.
Now it's time to...
Now it's time to get rich.
No. I'm not going to be a slumlord. I'll just own rental properties and...
Like a slum king?
No. I think it's called a landlord. So,
A land king?
a land king.
You don't want to be... But is it the slum you have a problem with, or is it the lord you have a problem with?
I'm cool with the Lord. But yeah, the slum, they'd be nice. I don't want to, have like crappy rental properties. I want to have nice ones that people want to stay in.
Real estate is ridiculously, like... That's expensive right now. You're going to be a slumlord. That's where it starts. That's where every real estate mogul starts, right? It wasn't Donald Trump's dad a slumlord? We'll know we've made it.
We'll receive that letter in the mail.
Apparently, this is my new running gag.
Yeah, I guess. No, but I guess you do have to probably start off with not, can't be having crazy big mansions to rent. You just listen. Let me start it.
Would you rent houses better than your own house? I don't know. I feel like it's like a trading card game. I want to trade up.
That's true.
You could do the paperclip thing. Do people still try that? You remember there was the old
the
years
guy
ago,
who traded up from a paperclip to a house.
Yeah.
Hey, that could be its own episode, maybe. Yeah. Let's add that to the list.
We need to book an interview.
Hey, you'd be a good interview.
He would.
That'd be a good person. Hey, if y'all want us to interview the guy who traded up from a paperclip to a house,
Let us know.
Yeah.
If you are him, or if you can get in touch with him.
Yeah. Go
Let us
to
know.
getrichpod.com. All of our info, emails on there. Let us know if that'd be an episode you want to listen to.
Now, I'm sorry for getting us on a tangent. So,
No, yeah.
slumlord.
Back to the idea, Tyler. No, it's not a slumlord. I would be a landlord, a land king, a king of buildings, whatever. Why?
Ooh, that's
it's
a neat
weird.
one.
They call it landlord. Should
Yeah.
be like building lord. No, I don't know. Anyways,
You own the ground, I guess.
no. There's so many good things about having rental properties. Ideally multiple rental properties. My dad's friend does it, and they have a lot of money. So.
Maybe you could start with like a trailer park too. Like that's an
trailer park.
idea, right?
I mean, yeah, I would be open to that.
I could be your Randy. I love cheeseburgers.
Who would that would put me as being Mr. Leahy though. I more identify as like a more.
I mean, he wasn't the owner though. He was the property manager.
Yeah. Anyways, let's. I don't even know if people will get that reference or not, but
Yeah, they will.
probably it's a pretty popular show. Trailer Park Boys, shout out.
Sorry, I'm getting us way off.
Way off track, Tyler. Come on, we gotta stay focused here.
All right, buying property. You have a friend.
Yeah, my dad's buddy does it. He has a lot of money. I guess that was the original, the seed for this idea. It's like, hey, he can do it. He has a lot of money. It's a hard asset, though, is one of the key. You
That's
have
true.
it, you have a rental income that's a steady income that comes in every month. And, if you get tired of being a landlord, just sell the property.
Yeah, and they're not making more land.
That's true.
So it only increases in value.
There's a finite amount of land.
Unless you get flooded or desertified.
Desertified?
Not dessert, but desertified.
Desertified?
Yeah, it
Yeah,
happens in places.
It does.
Yeah.
Okay.
So then your property loses value. But generally your property can only increase in value. Okay.
That's
so
typically
there,
how it works, inflation, whatnot.
so there it's a good idea. Okay, but speaking of seed, you need seed money.
That's true. So this isn't, you need to either, have significant savings. You would need to be able to have good enough credit to get a loan of some type. I mean, if you don't have good credit, maybe your spouse has good credit.
Oh, that's an idea.
Yeah, just use that baby mama's credit or something.
You've got a kid too.
Oh God, that's true. He has perfect credit because he's never.
That's right.
Never used it before.
And
God.
hey, by the time he can use it, it'll all be okay, right? Because you'll be bringing in the money.
Yeah, I guess I could take out a credit card in his name. And,
You're building his credit.
I'm building his credit,
he'll
and I'm
thank
just
you.
using it just a little bit,
He'll thank you.
But the thing I like the most about it is just that regular monthly income. You get it like clockwork.
It's reliable. It's dependable.
It's dependable. It's reliable. My dad's friend that I've previously mentioned, he does a government program called HUD. So he's not even dependent upon the tenants paying him. I think they pay like a small portion, about like 25% of the total, but then the 75-80% of it just comes direct from the government. They send him a check or direct deposit just every month, and that's like guaranteed money.
I know it's been a few years since COVID, and I know that there are like lots of things that happened. There was the whole like eviction thing. Is that still? Is there still like a moratorium on evictions? So if someone just doesn't pay, can they just?
I didn't think about that.
I mean, surely that's over. That's got to be over.
I think it's over, yeah. I don't know. I know California has like weird laws about squatters and evicting people and stuff, but
that's true.
We're not in California.
And like the rules are like they apply to vampires. If you invite them in, then they can come in and stay.
Yeah, right.
I don't know how that
works.
works.
Hey, you invited them in, they can stay now.
They're a guest.
But yeah, so the regular income, do it through a government program like HUD, to where sometimes tenants can't make they're like, hey, sorry, mister, I'm going to be late this month. No. The government will send you money.
Okay.
Every month.
So, like, how many times does he have to change the boards on the windows?
No,
there's a slumlord.
He's not a slumlord. He's an entrepreneur, an owner of properties.
I mean, this isn't a statement against HUD housing. This is just a statement in
no, and that's
real estate
another thing
moguls
with
in general.
HUD. I think the government sends out like an inspector or something every so often.
So there's like to
make sure they're maintaining the property.
There's a standard.
Yeah,
that they meet.
you have to get like approved to do it. You can't just anybody sign up with it. The biggest thing with this though is just the original funding.
Yeah.
Of buying a property or building a property.
And if you don't want to use your kid's credit.
And if you don't want to use your kids'
are there
credit.
other options?
Yeah. So personally, I would probably just do like get a loan or do like a HELOC on my house.
That's like another mortgage. Like not everybody can do that, John.
It's not a mortgage, it's a HELOC. And I'm not talking about everybody else. I'm talking about me and how I can get rich. Okay? This is not like financial advice for other people. This is how am I gonna get rich?
Thank you, listeners.
Just a listener. No. So that's how I would personally do it, is like a HELOC or something.
That I am not a financial advisor. I am naive to this, and it sounds like a bad idea. Maybe real financial advisors
None of my ideas are bad ideas.
Can tell me that no, a HELOC is a good idea, but I feel like it's a bad idea.
No, it's not, because it's not like your
line of credit.
Yeah, it's a home equity line of credit. Luckily, I have some pretty good equity in my home. Purchased it from my grandparents. Yeah, the market's in Florida right now is ridiculous. It's just the pricing but so I could use that. And the thing is, I'm not gonna like take out a loan on my house and then go spend it on like a trip to the Bahamas or something. I would be putting it towards something that could bring in income to pay off the loan.
So the whole idea I'm gonna make my money work for me.
Yeah, I'm gonna make it work for me.
Okay.
But exactly. I'm not gonna like go to the Bahamas, go to the.
As a slumlord, you should go to the
I'm
Bahamas
not
at
gonna
least
be a
once.
slumlord.
You need at least a couple pairs of linen pants.
Linen pants.
Oh yeah. Nothing says slumlord like linen pants.
Is that their uniform of choice?
Well, they're just so they're casual and breezy, and something about it just seems like this guy's in charge somewhere.
And they have a toothpick or a cigarette hanging from their mouth always.
Yeah.
No, that wouldn't be me. Be nice properties, like I said, especially if you're wanting to go through HUD. You have to maintain them. They have to be nice. I don't know. I consider buying or building. I know like construction loans.
Building seems like a lot more work.
Yeah, but an issue with rental properties is like, hey, Mr. John, the water heater broke, the whatever appliance is messed up. But if you like have a property you've built with all new brand new appliances and whatnot, then your maintenance stuff is going to be way less.
So a bigger upfront investment to save later on.
Well, it just depends.
That's the argument.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say like if I got a construction loan, I would build the cheapest floor plans available, but I wouldn't be building the most expensive. That's for sure.
And then you could build what you wanted. Same with building your house. So like, you could start with like a duplex or a quadplex.
Yeah, I've always wanted to have like a quadplex. Like I thought even about like having a quadplex, living in one of the units myself, and then just renting the others. I can be there if I need to be there.
This is an old money making dream.
Yeah,
This is from before the family.
Yeah, it was. It was something I thought about when I was a bachelor. It's like I'll just live in one of the units. If they need something, I'm right there. That could have its downsides too. If you have like a really talkative or picky tenant or something, it's like always bugging you. But yeah, I think it's a really good idea. It's just that original funding is the issue. But this is also like an idea that you could fund with another one of my amazing ideas.
Another one of the amazing ideas. So
yeah.
So like if I am
like if I don't want to take a credit card out in my kid's name, or if I don't want to get a loan on my house,
So when Snatchers is up and running.
Yeah, no, it's
and you
like
brought in money from Snatchers.
It's like agreed upon taking. It's not.
But when that's up and running, you've got your money, and you buy a house.
Yeah, buy a house, build a house. There's different pros and cons going either way, but
And like a new thing, I don't mean to come across as like encouraging, because I'm not sure if this is a good idea. Seems like a lot of work, and a lot of risk. But yeah, you could do like an Airbnb situation too, right? So like if you don't have long-term tenants.
Yeah, exactly. Like if you're having trouble finding someone to come in, for that 12-month lease or whatever, throw it up on Airbnb. There's a bunch of other sites like that as well. Pretty much just turn it into like, you'd probably end up even actually, now that I think about it, making more money through doing it like Airbnb. I've stayed in quite a few Airbnbs. My wife, whenever we like having to go somewhere when I'm traveling for work. But yeah, you'd probably end up making even more money doing it the Airbnb way.
Because if you did like HUD.
Yeah, HUD, though, I think it's like there's a backlog of people who need housing. So I think if you go through the HUD route, you wouldn't have the issue of being able to like not find tenants or whatever.
But like, when everyone in politics is mad at each other, which is every day now. Like,
yeah, true.
And then the annual, budget reviews. What happens like when like a shutdown? Because that's happened.
Yeah, that has happened before. Oh, now that you mentioned that, I think I do remember my dad talking about his friend being a little pissed off because he was not receiving those checks anymore.
So the tenant who only had to pay 25%, and was waiting for Uncle Sam to pay the rest, nobody was paying.
No, I don't think so. But I'm pretty sure when the government came back up, like they sent him all the back owed money.
And then that was a rough time for landlords, for slumlords,
They're not. It was a tough time for all the people who own properties. with rental income attached. Yes, it was. But how often does the government shut down? I mean, our politicians are all reasonable people, aren't they?
Oh yeah.
They're all trustworthy, reasonable people. They don't want the government to shut down.
But if you do Airbnb, then
Yeah,
you don't have to
government
worry
shut
about it.
down, then I'll just like,
You can't kick people out.
well,
Not for that. I don't think. You just shouldn't.
if it's your property, you can do what you want, can't
If you hold one in reserve just for Airbnb, like the Airbnb rates are ridiculous.
Yeah, that's true.
So
You pay at least $100-something a night at it. Freaking staying in a trailer in the middle of a swamp. Like, you can't.
and you've done that.
It wasn't in the middle of a swamp. It was a trailer in the middle of nowhere. And
I've stayed in a covered wagon through Airbnb.
and I bet you it was over $100, wasn't it?
Probably not.
No, I'm telling you, it's been a year or two since you did that, right?
Yeah,
I've
it's
stayed
been a
in
while.
some Airbnbs recently, and I don't know. There's like an increase. I think it was because of COVID. They increased the cleaning and everything and prices.
Okay.
I literally cannot find a place to stay on Airbnb for under $100 a night now.
You're traveling too much.
I do.
If you liked your wife and child more, maybe you'd stay at home.
No.
I'm kidding.
I love
That's-
them
that's not
more
wise.
than anything. Sometimes you have to travel for work, so
But as a slumlord, you could start staying at
not
nicer
gonna
places.
be a slumlord, man. And yeah, that's another thing.
As
Like,
an Airbnb host, sorry.
an Airbnb host, whatever you want to call it.
You were saying, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, it's another thing where if you need a place to stay, you got a place to stay too.
Assuming it's empty.
Yeah.
So, like, if you kept one as an Airbnb,
Uh-huh.
get someone in there once or twice a month, or, 5 times a month.
It'd be more than that.
Yeah.
I was talking with a guy today in town, and they have just a regular house in the middle of Pensacola, and it's like booked up, I think he said around 95% of the time.
That's ridiculous.
Making bank, dude. And think about it. If he's like, let's just say $100. What's 100 times 25?
2,500.
2,500. Yeah, exactly. I'm not great at math. That's what calculators are for. And your friend Tyler. But that's $2,500 a month.
On a property that you might only be making 600 or, up to 1,000 a month as a rental property.
Now you can't rent places for $600 a month now, but yeah,
I don't know how much one of your places would go for.
It
Like,
would
the
be
quality of your rental property might be $600 right now.
no, it would be nice. It'd be at least 1,000. Yeah, now that I think about it, and that you did that math for me,
They're all Airbnbs.
they're all Airbnbs.
You're going to flood the market.
Well, I don't know about that. Start with one, use it to fund another. And this is an idea that can just build upon itself. You have one,
Snowballs.
it just keeps gaining. You keep saving the money from that to get another, and then you have 2 of them, and then you can use those 2 to get another 2, and just boom, boom, boom.
And so what you've done is you've destroyed the American dream,
What?
and new families can't afford to buy houses.
Listen, that has nothing to do with me. I'm helping people who need a place to stay, is how I look at it.
Unless they have a kid and they need somewhere to stay long term and they can't buy a house and the American dream is destroyed.
No,
I didn't mean to
that's
go.
not-
I'm going dark lately. I'm
That's not-
sorry.
I would be helping people have a place to stay who are traveling
On vacation.
on vacation, or even if they have to come to town, be with their family for a while or something. Nobody wants to stay with their family, in-laws or whatever. They get an Airbnb like a reasonable person.
And they could have the whole house.
Yeah, the whole house.
Or the whole unit of your quadplex.
Exactly. They could have it. I'm telling you, man, it's a really good idea.
Okay.
It's just that initial funding, and like we've discussed, I have multiple ways I could do that. So
A mortgage on your house.
it's not a mortgage; it's a HELOC.
Still seems like a bad idea.
No,
It's
a great idea.
A loan in your child's name, which I think is hilarious. I know that you weren't serious.
I mean, whenever you frame it from the perspective of just helping him build his credit,
Then all of a sudden it's a good idea.
kind of opened it up to me as more of an idea. Yeah.
So this idea is dependent kind of on one of your other ideas, paying out first.
I mean, that's just one of the ways I could fund it. There's other ways. But yeah, wait. I just had a... What if you don't even have to buy or build?
What do you mean?
What if you just use... To be continued. Thanks for listening to the Get Rich Podcast. Go to our website, getrichpod.com, or email us at jnt@getrichpod.com to let us know what you thought about an episode or to submit episode ideas. If you really want to support us, subscribe to our Patreon. You can find us at patreon.com/getrichpod. Subscribers will have exclusive access to vote on ideas we try, access to videos of us doing the ideas, as well as weekly bonus content. Thanks for listening. And now a quick word from this episode's sponsor.
Hi children, I'm Mr. Kid. Thanks for checking out my YouTube channel. On my YouTube channel you'll find all kinds of awesome videos. Sometimes I'll be playing at the park. Whee! Or sometimes I'll be playing with toys. You can also learn while watching my videos. So tell your parents it's educational. ABC, 1, 2, 3. Everybody, look at me. Don't forget to like and subscribe and click that bell. You can also find me on MySpace. Tell your moms they can find me on MySpace too. I check my DMs all the time. All the time. Have a great day, children.